गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायस्तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। जं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्य द्वैपायनो विरहकातराजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवो विनेदो तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानुतस्मि। अङ्गश्यामलिमच्छटाभिरवितो मन्दिकृतैन्दीवरं जडञ्जगुडरोचिषा विदधतं पट्टाम्बरसश्रियः। बृन्दारण्यनिवासिनो हृदिलसदामाविदामोदरम् राधास्कन्दनिवेशितो जलभुजम् ध्यायेन्दामोदरम्। भक्त्या विहीना अपराधलक्ष्यै क्षिप्ताश्च कामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि स्वां शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। हा देवी काकुभरगद्गदयाद्यवाचा याचे निपत्य भुवि दण्डवदुद्भटार्ति अस्य प्रसादमबुधस्य जनस्य कृत्वा गन्धर्विके निजगणे गणनां विधेयि। Everybody should chant Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. At first I offer my unlimited obeisances unto the lotus feet of my revered spiritual masters, Om Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivrajagacharya Ashtotarastha Sri Srimad Gaur Gobind Goswami Maharaj, Om Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivrajagacharya Ashtotarastha Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and begging for their causeless mercy. Then offer my unlimited obeisances to all my Rupanuga Gaudiya Guru Varga and begging for their causeless mercy. Then offer my respects to all the devotees assembled here according to their qualifications. Today I am blessed to be here with this devotee community. I was introduced by Vicky Prabhu, and we are from different parts. I am from Odisha and from Radhakund Vrindavan, and you are from here. But we belong to one family. That is called Gaur Parivar. You should know about our lineage. We are Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Originally, this is our identity, that we are Gaudiya Vaishnavas. What does it mean by Gaudiya Vaishnavas? Gaudiya Sabda, the word Gaudiya, it comes from this word Gauri. Gauri means Srimati Radhika, Srimati Radharani. And when one is engaged worshipping the divine couple, Sri Radha Krishna, Radha Govinda, but under guidance of Srimati Radhika, then that is called Gaudiya. It is very, very significant. And who introduced this Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when the conditioned souls, the fallen souls, to deliver them, Krishna, taking the mood and complexion of Srimati Radharani, appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he introduced the Nam Sankirtan and distributed the prem, the pure love of Godhead. Because our acharyas have explained, Jadi Gaur na haita, tabe ki haita kemane dharitam de, Radhara mahima, braja rasa sima, jagate janat ke. If Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would not appear here, who would preach the glories of Srimati Radharani? Who would preach the glories of the gopis? The glories of Vrindavan, the sweetness of Vrindavan, Brinda Bipinara Maha Madhurima, Pravesa Chaturi Sar, Baraja Juvati, Bhavera Bhakati, Sakati Haitakar. The great sweetness of Vrindavan, who revealed to this world. What is the difference of the Vaikuntha, Dwaraka, Ayodhya and Vrindavan? The pure love, the sweetness present in Vrindavan, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed. Baraja Juvati Bhavera Bhakati, the mood of the gopis, Baraja Juvati, the gopis, their mood for Krishna, their love for Krishna, their mood for worshipping Krishna is revealed to this world by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Without Mahaprabhu, we won't be, we may be some Aishwarya-upasana like other acharyas did, Vaikuntha, worship of like Vaikuntha with Aishwarya mood, with awe and reverence mood, but not that sweetness mood. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed to this world. And he gave the rights, adhikar, to the jiva that can go to enter into Vrindavan. Samarpaitam unnata ujjala rasam subhakti sriyam. Mahaprabhu distributed that unnata ujjala. These are very, very difficult topics for new persons, but we generally should understand the highest love of the gopis, the Krishna Prem, the highest aspect of Krishna Prem was given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu through Nam Sankirtan, as Rupa Goswami Pada revealed, explained this. So how it came to us, how we can get this? Only through the Gaudiya Parampara. There is a principle, there is a main fundamental, you can tell one mantra and principle of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. What is that? In essence, Srila Acharya Prabhupada, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, who is considered to be the incarnation of Sri Rupa Goswami, who received the complete mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying? Aradhya Bhagavan Brajesh Tanaya Stadhama Vrindavan Ramya Kachit Upasanadi Brajavadhu Vargena Ja Kalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Praman Mamalam Prema Pumarth Mahan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tatradara Napara. So the Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the line of Gaudiya Vaishnava, it is based on this shloka. Aradhya means worshipable. Supremely worshipable. Who is our supremely worshipable? It's Krishna. Who is Krishna? Brajesh Tanaya, the son of Nanda Maharaj. Not the Krishna who is son of Devaki and Vasudeva. Not that Krishna. Not the Ram who is son of Kausalya and Dasarath. The Krishna who is the Brajesh Tanaya, the son of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maiya. He is our supremely worshipable. And that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, which Srila Prabhupada explained in his book. You don't understand what supreme personality of Godhead means. Bhagavan has many incarnations. But who is the Swayam Rupa Bhagavan? Swayam Rupa, there is a word. Swayam Rupa from who all the incarnations come. Etesan Sakalapusta Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. And that Krishna, also Dwaraka, not Dwarakadhish, not Mathura's Krishna, but a Brajesh Krishna. The Krishna in Vrindavan, Krishna in Mathura, and Krishna in Dwaraka. But Krishna in Vrindavan is highest. From the Rasa Vichar, all the Rasa is present in highest form in Krishna, Brajesh Tanaya, the song of Nanda Maharaj. But this is, who is saying this, in which mood? Even Nanda Nandanam, Sucharu Bhaktra Mandalam, Sukarna Ratna Kundalam, Sucharchitanga Chandanam, Namami Nanda Nandanam. That Nanda Nandanam, threefold bending posture, Shyamam Tribhanga Lalitam, which Krishna standing like Banke Bihari, threefold bending posture and playing on flute, glancing with sidelong glances to his devotees. Gopa Besa, Bedukya Kara, Navakisora, Natava. This is Krishna's attributes, you should understand. Coward dress, coward boy, he is not king. He is not wearing sandals even. Gopa Besa, coward boy, chasing after cows. Gopa Besa, Bedukar, flute in his hand. And that flute, playing this flute, enchanting the whole creation. Stone melts. Even rivers become like stone. All living entities, they become enchanted by this Krishna's flute. That Krishna Gopa Besa, Bedukara, Navakisora, what is he as? Fresh youth. Always 14, 15 years age. Not older. Krishna. Fresh youth always. Navakisora and Natava. Like a dancer. He dressed like a dancer. Krishna doesn't walk straight. He walks like dancers. Dancing. Talking like singing. It's different. Barha pidam natavara bapu karnaya karnikaram vipradabasa kanaka kapisam baijayanti chamalam randhan venu adhasudayam purayan gopa brindai brindaranya subadaramanam pravisat gita kirti. Who releases the Krishna's this sweetness fully? The gopis they release. The gopis they release Krishna's sweetness, and Sukadeva Goswami, in the mood of gopis, is describing the beauty of Krishna. This is the sloka in Bhagavatam, Venu Gita. He has peacock feather. That peacock feather. Why peacock feather? It is written the name of Radharani, that's why. Krishna put up there. Barha Pidam Natabarabha. And his body is like a dancer. He is dressed like a dancer. His karnika flower and yellow garment on the body, and Krishna's color complexion is like fresh rain flower. Very beautiful. Vipradabasa karak Vaijayanti malam, Vaijayanti chamalam. And Randhan, Vaijayanti mala is wearing with different flowers. The sakhas they have made for Krishna. Randhan Venu is playing on his flute, he is pouring the nectar of his lips. Krishna's nectar emanating from his lips, he pouring in the flute. And that flute sound, Randhan Venu Adar Sudaya Apurayam, that enchanting the whole universe. And Vrindarana Subadaramanam, Pravisat Gita, surrounded by the sakhas. And Krishna is entering the forest. But this is described by the gopis. The gopis, their mind and heart, everything. That's why here Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur saying, Aradhya Bhagavan Brajesatane, that Krishna, this Krishna is our supremely worshipable, not the Narayan, 400 Narayan. Supremely worshipable are that Krishna. That Prabhupada preached Krishna consciousness, this Krishna. You should understand this. And the Dhama Vrindavanam, his abode is Vrindavan, not other place. Krishna's abode is Vrindavan. Why? Why Vrindavan is his abode? Because Krishna, the love present in Vrindavan, the associates in Vrindavan, their love is supreme. Krishna becomes indebted to their love. Krishna becomes indebted. Even the cows of Vrindavan, even the birds, the peacocks, insects, even the grass, the trees, the plants, how much love they have for Krishna, it is not present even the highest devotee like Uddhava. He is praying to become a grass in Vrindavan. So you should understand Vrindavan is not ordinary place. Uddhava is highest devotee. Krishna telling to Uddhava in Mathura, when Krishna sending to Uddhava telling, O Uddhava, na tathame priyatama na sankarsana, na sri naivatma jatha bhavan. O Uddhava, you are so dear to me. There is no more dear to me than you. My brother Balaram is not so dear, Sankarsana. Lakshmi Devi is not so dear to me. Even you are dear to me more than my soul. Naiva Atma Jatha Bhavan. Uddhava is so dear to Krishna. But still Uddhava, when he came to Vrindavan, he understood that Krishna cheated me. The love for the grass, the love of the Brajavasis, I cannot have. I am not so dear to Krishna as they are. That Uddhava is praying to become a grass in Vrindavan. Because he becomes a grass, then you get the food dust of the gopis, food dust of the great associates of Krishna in Vrindavan. That's why Vrindavan is so dear to Krishna. Vrindavanam parityajya padamekam nagacchati. One step out from Vrindavan, Krishna cannot go anywhere. Why? Na parayeham. Krishna promised in Bhagavad Gita, Je jatha mam prapadyante, if anybody worshipping me, I reciprocate them. I never never keep any debt. I always repay the debt. This is Krishna's promise. But that promise is broken in Vrindavan. Krishna cannot repay the love of the Brajavasis. Especially Gopis' love he cannot repay. Even he cannot repay the love of the Sakhas or anybody in Vrindavan. Because their love is so high. I cannot repay. That's why Vrindavanam parityajya. Living Vrindavan, I cannot go away one step out of Vrindavan. He is always indebted, always remains in Vrindavan. And Krishna serves the Vrindavan, serves the Brajavasi, serves the cows even. Why? To repay that debt. He is out of love, he is fully indebted. That's why Krishna's abode is Vrindavan. Tadhama Vrindavanam. And highest worship, who worships Krishna most perfectly? Ramya Kachit Upasanadi Brajavadu Vargena Jakalpita. The Ramya Kachit, the most beautiful way of worship of Krishna is the worship of gopis. The gopis' worship is not from incense sticks, flowers or gimmicks or charmer like this. They worship Krishna out of love. And that is only present. And if you go deeper in Chaitanya Charitamrita and higher things, you find that those ingredients to worship Krishna is available in one town or marketplace, that is Srimati Radharani. And only that mood or ingredients, paraphernalia available with Srimati Radhika, and gopis are the expansions of Srimati Radhika. Otherwise not. Devi Krishnamai. Radharani's name is Devi, explained in that. So Ramya Kachit, gopis' worship is the highest worship. And since Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna appeared taking the mood of Radharani, he released the mood of gopis. He released the mood of Radharani in his Gaur-Sandar and distributed that love, Samarpaitamu Unnat Ujjvala Rasam, to the whole world. If you have a bona fide guru in your line, in the Gaudiya line, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's line, then these moods will manifest in your heart. Sure, then you will understand, one day you will achieve that Unnat Ujjvala Rasa. Ramya Kachit Upasanadi Brajavadu Vargana Jakalpita. Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam Prema Pumarthaman. Why our acharyas? They preached the Bhagavata. Because it's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed this truth, the fact that there is many Shastra Purana is there. So many Vedic literatures are there. But nobody is not parallel to Bhagavatam. Why? Bhagavatam, it is established this fact about Krishna, what I told. Krishna is Brajesh Tanaya, his abode is Vrindavan, Gopi's worship is highest, is all the truth. Gopi Prem, Radharani's Prem is present, is established in Srimad Bhagavatam. That Bhagavatam is Pramanam Amalam. In Bhagavatam, Sukadev Goswami, who is Sukadev Goswami? He is Radharani's parrot. Not only Radharani's parrot, even Radharani's Sakhi, Manjari. Sukadev Goswami has many aspects. As Manjari form, as Gopi form, as even as a Radharani's parrot. So Sukadev Goswami could write, reveal this truth. Even Vyasdev, incarnation of Lord Narayan, he wrote the Bhagavatam. But Bhagavatam is revealed to this world by Sukadev Goswami. Sukadev Goswami's position is much more higher than Vyasadeva. Much more higher. That's why Mahadev, Lord Shiva himself telling, Aham Vetti Sukha Vetti, Vyasa Vetti Navettiva. Bhaktya Bhagavatam Grahya, na cha medhaya, na cha tikaya. The Bhagavat, how will understand? Who knows Bhagavatam? Lord Shiva is telling, I know. Lord Shiva is the greatest Vaishnava. He always, in his heart, he is meditating the pastimes of Radha Krishna in Vrindavan. Lord Shiva is that Vaishnava. Not like ordinary Vaishnava. Lord Shiva is not that he put some water or milk, he will give some boon. He is not the original Shiva. He is expansion of Lord Shiva in this world. Original Shiva is Sadasiva, with the Lord Shiva Parivar present in Vaikuntha planet. He is the expansion of Krishna in spiritual world, Sadasiva. And the Shiva manifest in this world, people are getting, worshipping for temporary benefits. That Shiva is expansion, he is not the original form. So Lord Shiva is saying that I know Bhagavatam. Sukadev knows, but I'm not sure if Vyasdev knows Bhagavatam. I'm not sure. Vyasdev, we write, Vyasdev written, Krishna Dvaipayan Vyasa Rachita Bhagavatam. But Mahadev telling that, I'm not sure if Bhagavatam is understood by Vyasdev. To write something and to understand, realize, going too deep into it is not easy. His Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam. How Sada Goswami is done? 6 Goswamis, the associates of Radha and Krishna. How they did bhajan. Sankhya Purvaka Nama Gana Nadivi Kalavasani Krito Nidra Ahara Bihara Kadi Vijito Chatyanta Dino Chajo Gopi Bhava Rasamritabda Lahari Kallol Magnor Muhur Bande Rupa Sanatano Raghujugo Srijigo Gopal. You see, Prabhupada used to sing this song. Prabhupada told to our Gurudev that I actually wanted what I wanted to give to this world, I could not give because all my time is used up by cutting the jungles. Only to convince people that we are not this body, we are spirit soul, we should do bhakti. To introduce this, only all my time. But you should preach this. Prabhupada is Acharya, is not less than Goswamis. He is the associate from the spiritual world. But he gave in a hidden way. Prabhupada sang these songs, but we don't understand. Sankhya Goswamis, how they did bhajan. Sankhya always engaged, releasing the holy name. 6 Goswamis chanting, and Haridas Thakur chanting 300,000 names. How many rounds 6 Goswamis chanted? Not Shiva. But who chanting is higher? Haridas Thakur is incarnation of Brahma and Prahlad. And 6 Goswamis, they are the Sakhis of Radhika. They are very much more higher than Haridas Thakur, cannot reach there. So 6 Goswamis' bhajan was very, very high. Nidrahar Vihara Kadivijuta, day and night. they absorbed in this, relishing the pastimes, sweetness of Radha and Krishna's pastimes. Gopi bhava rasam vritab dalhari, kallol magnor muhur. They always drown in that ocean of Gopi bhav. You know what is the significance of Gopi bhav? In our line, traditional Gaudiya Vaishnava line, the sannyas is given with Gopi bhav mantra. But Srila Prabhupada only gave sannyas to one person, one of his disciples, not everyone. Although many received sannyas from Prabhupada, but Prabhupada knew that they are not qualified, not ready for it. He did not give Gopi mantra, but different mantra. But he gave to Srila Gaur Govind Goswami Guru Maharaj Gopi bhav mantra. He was only qualified to receive sannyas in our tradition that time. And Gurudev, Sri Narayan Goswami Maharaj, when many senior disciples of Prabhupada approached, and Gurudev revealed this fact that Swamis did not give you because you were not ready at that, you were babies, you cannot understand that time. But Gurudev gave some of them. As Sikhya Guru, he revealed this. This Gopi Bhava is not ordinary thing. Goswamis, they were drowning in that ocean of Gopi Bhava. Bande Rupa Sanatano Raghuj Go Sri Jiva Gopalako, 6 Goswamis. And they are intimate associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And our Prabhupada is not less than this. Very, very high. Unless we follow that footsteps, we will never understand. In beginning, when I came to join ISKCON, my Guru Maharaj, Sri Gaur Govind Maharaj, they give instruction. You begin with your bhakti with nectar of instruction. This was Prabhupada's initial instruction. And Bhagavad Gita. Try to understand, try to go into nectar of instruction, Upadashamrita, written by Rupa Goswami Pada. If you don't enter into the nectar of instruction and Manasiksha, you will never understand the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You will never understand. That's why we don't understand all those things. We don't have that seriousness, that devotion, that mood. We don't advance ourselves. This is the thing. Because many things Acharyas gave, Prabhupada gave, is changed. When I came to Guru Maharaj, Narayan Goswami Maharaj, there was some controversial thing regarding Prabhupada's name. Because in Gaudiya Math, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is addressed as Prabhupada. And in Gaudiya Math, Prabhupada is, like Gurudev addressed him like Swamiji because he took sannyas. Guru Maharaj himself did his yajna. Gurudev, Sri Narayan Goswami Maharaj took sannyas 7 years earlier to Prabhupada. And Gurudev himself did the havan and prepared his danda, his kopin, everything. He was very close. His Siksha Guru and his friend. The Gurudev has a book, you read, My Priya Bandhu and Siksha Guru. But Gurudev told his level was very, very high. It took some time. When I asked Gurudev, is it any offense or can we chant, address our Prabhupada as Prabhupada? Gurudev told in Gaudiya Math, you don't, because you can, because he is. To understand his position, why Prabhupada took this name? Many they don't understand, I have to clarify the doubt here. In Gaudiya Math they don't understand. They think that Swamiji took this name, he did some mistake to his Guru. This is the whole root why they are misunderstanding. But actually not. Some devotee, when Prabhupada was writing his books and preaching in Western country, started his preaching. And sometimes one devotee asked him, that which name we should address? Prabhupada told, you can call me as Prabhupada. Why? Because he never took any credit for himself. Anything, he told, all these books written by my Guru Maharaj. Anything he is doing, it is all my Gurudev is doing. I am only instrument. That's all credit should go to my Gurudev. My Gurudev is Prabhupada. If people will call Prabhupada, they will not give credit to me, but give to my Gurudev. This is proper way of regarding his Guru. He accepted this. This is the way his mood was very, very high. That's why Gurudev, if somebody telling Gurudev did not allow, it's a mistake. Gurudev officially allowed us to chant Prabhupada. in the year 99, he announced this. Initially in Gaudiya Math, people somehow that difficult, they did not accept. But Gurudev himself, in Barsana, in 1999, he announced that anybody came, disciples, grand disciples of Swamiji, they can address him as Prabhupada. There is no wrong in it. This is officially Gurudev declared. We should try to understand Prabhupada's position. If he would not be in this world, if he would not appear in this world, our Gurudev preached. So Guru Goswami Maharaj preached. All acharyas now preaching on the foundation of Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta Swami. He laid the foundation all over the world. He was empowered personality by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. His contributions, if you put in one side of the scale, it will be higher than all the contribution of previous acharyas. His contribution is so high. But unfortunately, his followers, his so-called disciples, they don't understand his position. They twist his words, they change his teachings, they're only using his name. They don't understand his way. You should understand the root of Krishna consciousness movement, where it began from. Krishna consciousness movement, it began from Brahmaji. Our Gurudev told Brahma is the first disciple in this devotee in this line, in this movement. Brahma Narada, our Guru Parampara. This is all Krishna consciousness movement. Nobody is away from it, but we try to create sectarianism mentality, this, that, ours, this is outside of society is gone, this is inside is gone. There's so many things, barrier we create, which is not bona fide. Prabhupada started this movement. How he started? Param Gurudev Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj was his Shiksha Guru and Sannyas Guru. Prabhupada took sannyas from Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, our Param Gurudev. And the Guru of Srila Gurudev Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And he was most intimate friend of Srila Prabhupada, our Prabhupada, Abhay. Since the first day he entered into Gaudiya Math till 1968, always he was most close friend and Shiksha Guru was Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj. Then Prabhupada saw him, his Gurudev in him. That's why he took sannyas and took order and went to Western country to preach. Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur gave the order. But when Prabhupada left home, at that time, he had no hope that he will preach. Because all finance was very down, all money lost, business lost, family members, they drove him, everything. Nothing lost. And he came to Mathura. Our Guruji Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, he went. He brought him back to the mart. You should stay with us in the mart. And then Param Gurudev Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj came. He told, oh, our Gurudev Prabhupada gave you order to preach in the Western countries. You have to fulfill the mission. He told, now I became old. What I will do now? I cannot do that. No, you take sannyas and go and preach. As soon as he took sannyas, was fully empowered, and they started his preaching movement, which was, he had no hope. If you read his life, he really happened this. That's why first 11 disciples he made, he brought them to India and came straight to Param Gurudev Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Maharaj. He was Acharya. He brought all these 11 disciples. He told, you should give initiation because I am not Acharya. You are Acharya, you are present. I should not give initiation. This was how much regard Prabhupada had for Param Gurudev. But Param Gurudev Srila Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj told, no. You have to make an organization independent from Gaudiya Math. Because we have so many conflicts going on, Mahaprabhu's preaching movement should not stop. You should build another organization independently and you should become the Acharya. I order you. You accept disciples. By the order of Param Gurudev, our Bhaktivedanta Swami started accepting disciples, everything. That's why our Guruji Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj was very, very close to Prabhupada. Beginning, when he went to the day, he went to New York, until his last days, when he disappeared from this world, Aprakat Leela, all these days, he was in contact with Gurudev Sri Narayan Goswami Maharaj. Gurudev told me, any temples built in Western countries, all the deities I sent by shipping. Even kartals, mridangas, his Swamiji, all his medicines, Ayurvedic medicines, everything I used to send, ship them. Hundreds of letters. Satsadu Maharaj wrote biography to hundreds of letters from Gurudev. So many 500 letters I think. But those letters ISKCON never gave back. They destroyed all the letters. Gurudev was so sad that I trusted them, I gave, but they never gave the back. Satsadu Maharaj told, I sent somebody, but they never came to me. So those letters lost, and Gurudev was very, very sad. Swamiji's letters wrote every month, every week, letters writing from New York or from different part of the world. But again, devotees requested, Gurudev searched again. He found again 300 letters. And those 300 letters published as a book, as it is, original letters, you can see, read them. His own handwriting letters. Letters from America. Original tape which Prabhupada last time gave instruction to Gurudev when he was going to leave the planet. That recording was lost. Devotees searched everywhere. They found the original recording again. But Prabhupada is telling, you give samadhi in your own hand. The Guruji told, you have disciples. Disciples should give samadhi to Guru. No, you are my first disciple. Oh, Narayan Maharaj, you are my first disciple. You should give samadhi by your own hand. You should bring this message to my God brothers that I did not offend them in sake of preaching. I told something they should not mind. They should forgive my offenses. Prabhupada told all these words. And then he told, after me, you should look after my disciples. From America, the letters Prabhupada writing, you should come and join with me in preaching. But Gurudev told, we could not go because we have more responsibility, we could not travel. But I fulfilled Swamiji's order many years after. Then Gurudev went all those places. Tompkins Square Park and all this Brooklyn Temple, New York, everywhere Gurudev went and fulfilled the mission of Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta Swami. That's why this is one family. The Krishna consciousness, Krishna Bhavanamrita, originally the word came from where? The word came from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inspired in the heart of Raya Ramananda. There is a question answer conversation going in the bank of Godavari. When Raya Ramananda is telling by inspiration of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Mati Kriyatam Jadi Kutopi Labhyate Tatra Lolyam Api Mulyam Ekalam Janma Koti Sukruter Na Labhyate. Where Prabhupada got this word, Krishna consciousness, I am telling that root verse. Krishna Bhakti, I gave Prabhupada Lilamrita class 1 year in centennial year. Whole year, my Guruji Sri Govind Singh Maharaj appointed me and one of my godbrother, senior godbrother, who saw Prabhupada. So both of we are alternately giving Prabhupada Lilamrita classes in the year 95. Because 1995 Prabhupada Centennial festival was going on. So we are giving Prabhupada's Lilamrita class. So this verse, Prabhupada ISKCON, Prabhupada Krishna consciousness word came from this verse. This is from this conversation of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Raya Ramananda. And Raya Ramananda is telling to Mahaprabhu that Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Mati, that consciousness which is fully saturated by Krishna Bhakti, where it is available, how to get. You are not available anywhere. If available anywhere, you should purchase it. What price you should give it? You should pay the price, greed. That's why greed, lova, lol tatram lolyam api mulyam ekalam janma koti sukruteri na labhyate. If you have done sadhana for millions of lifetime, you have sukruti for millions of lifetime, still you cannot get that bhakti in exchange of that. But if you have greed to attain that bhakti, then any pure devotee who has this, he can give you. That's why our Acharya Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not come to preach Vaidhi Bhakti. He came to preach Raganuga Bhakti or Rupanuga Bhakti. not Vaidhi Bhakti. For Vaidhi Bhakti, Ramanuja Acharya, other Acharya, Nimbarka Acharya, Vishnu Swami Acharya, all came. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to preach that Raga Marga Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti. Mahaprabhu himself confronted this Chaitanya Charitamrita. That Rasika Shekhar Krishna Parama Karuna, Raga Marga Bhakti Loke Karite Pracharan, Raga Marga, Krishna Bhakti Nirjasa Karite Aswadan. The two purposes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appear. One is Raga Marga Bhakti, to preach Raganuga Bhakti to this world. First one, Rasika Shekhar for himself, because he is Rasika Shekhar, Krishna himself, taking the mood and complex of Radharani, supremely merciful, and Rasika Shekhar Krishna Paramakaruna. Prema Rasa Nirjasa Karite Aswadan. He wanted to release that prem which is present in Srimati Radhika. The Radharani's love he wanted to release. So as Krishna is not possible, he took the mood and complex of Radharani. Like Radharani's bhav, he released that mood. This is very different subject. It can go for now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu apparently coming. Usually we speak for 1 month about this. It goes for months. So this is which is very, very deep subject. But Prabhupada took this because our goal was not to practice Vaidhi Bhakti. In Vaidhi Bhakti, you will go up to Vaikuntha only. Because Aishwarya Shithila Preme, Vaidhi Bhakti means the mood of everyone reference is prominent. By that, the Suddha Bhakti is contracted. You cannot fully attain Brajendra Nandan, like told Krishna, Vrindavan Krishna. You cannot attain him. You cannot please him, you cannot control him. You need that mood of the Raganuga Bhakti, which is preached by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shraddha Goswamis and our Acharyas. Prabhupada also preached Raganuga Bhakti. But nobody was ready at that time. All were new facts. That's why he preached in an indirect way. He engaged Srila Guru Maharaj, like Gaur Gobind Swami Maharaj, Guruji Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj. He gave them order, you should establish this bhakti. Because time was very short, he could not fulfill this. And Gurudev, next Acharyas they did. Till now, Gaudiya Acharyas, they are preaching this. That's why Krishna Bhakti Rasa Bhavita Mati, from this word, Prabhupada thought about Krishna Bhavanamrita, and he made this Krishna Bhavanamrita Sangha in English International Society for Krishna Consciousness. But unfortunately, if it is in the hands of unqualified people, unqualified disciples or followers, they are not fully able to understand the hidden moods of their acharyas. They started to create the boundaries, divisions, sectarianism, so that many sincere devotees, they become the victim of this, they are unable to practice this. Because the Kali Yuga is doing its job. Kali Yuga, this will happen. Although Mahaprabhu's movement is preached, but this type of divisions, disagreements, and this will happen, continue. That's why, if one wants to attain success, he should adopt Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mode. And follower acharyas should not be bound. Srila Gurudev Gaur Gobind Swami Maharaj gave one thing. Bhakti, our line is two. One is the institutional side, one is spiritual side. One line, if you go to institutions, you will be controlled by institutions. Institutional organizational rules, principles. Another line is Paramarthik line. Spiritual leaders, spiritual masters. The line of the gurus. Which should you follow? You should follow the line of a gurus, Guru Parampara. Then you will attain Suddha Bhakti. If you stick to the institution, Gurudev Gaur Gobind Swami Maharaj told which GBC was against him about this. GBC filed a case against him. What is that? He told this was private darshan he told. He told that if institutions are always based on material principles. If somebody will follow the institution fully, that person can never attain Krishna Bhakti. Because it is based on material principles. But if somebody follows Suddha Gurus, pure Gurus, beyond the boundaries, completely following, he will certainly attain Krishna Bhakti, which our Acharyas they established. Our Acharyas did not made any institutions. Rup Sanatan Goswamis, they lived under trees, some cottages they made. They built temples but they never stayed there. They gave and they're doing bhajan. Because they preached Shuddha Bhakti. But for the benefit of the world, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur started building temples and mott, small temples, mott. But there was some principles. Everybody is not qualified to stay in mott. Mott means it is a sacred place and only those who are very, very sincere, ideal, they should live and other people should come and take shiksha from them and learn from them and practice bhakti at their home. Wherever you are, practice bhakti. Guru thaka, bali thaka, sada hari. We have not come. Our Gurudev told, Srila Bhakti Narayan Goswami Maharaj came, traveled preaching. We have not come to build temples. I came to build temples in the heart of the devotees. Because temples will be always victim of these programs. Somebody will take over and control the temple in the way he likes. That's why don't depend on that. Depend on Guru Parampara. Build temple in your heart. Where there is Shuddha Bhakti in your heart, then there is temple in your heart. That's why we should try to follow this. And this is in the essence, I told our relationship, our family, how it manifested from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu up to the present Acharyas. That's why I can tell in brief that if you are sincere, you want Krishna Bhakti and you want to distribute Krishna Bhakti, first you should be qualified yourself. If you are not qualified, you cannot preach. If you are not qualified, you cannot preach. That's why you should be sincere in Bhakti. You should qualify yourself and follow our Rupanuga, Gaudiya Guru Varga very sincerely. That's why I gave some lectures about this Bhakti beyond boundaries. It should not be controlled within a boundary. Boundary wall, you cannot go there. You cannot do this. Then Bhakti will finish. Your Bhakti will not be Shuddha Bhakti. The Shuddha Bhakti must go beyond this. That's why practice Shuddha Bhakti, the devotion preached by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to distribute. You attend that. We should follow that path. And it is always available. Guru Parampara is always there. We should follow perfectly, purely, and should make our life successful. So I am concluding my speech today here. And if anybody has any questions, they can ask me. I will try to answer. Can you take one mic?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, talking about His Holiness Gaur Govinda Maharaj in the early, I think late 70s.
Yeah.
He came to the Sri Sri Radharani temple, barely able to walk. And two devotees on either side were holding him and brought him down in front of Radha and Krishna, offering obeisances. Ordinarily, a person will say, I'm in this condition, Krishna can forgive me. But he's teaching by his perfect example how we as devotees at all times should be offering our obeisances to the Lord. And in that condition he did that, and that is etched in my memory ever since. But the point he made very sad to give a class, that also is etched in my memory. He said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy is flowing freely for everyone. Do you have the golden cup with which to catch this mercy? And then he explained, do you understand what the golden cups are? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada and Matsarya. Lust, anger, greed, illusion, madness and envy. If one has one of these qualities, that mercy that you pick up from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's stream will just flow through. What a valid point he made. And that has been etched in my memory ever since. And I have very, very high regards for His Holiness. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's why I told you, Prabhupada's instruction was there. Our Acharya's instruction, even Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. If you want to enter into the Shuddha Bhakti, Raganuga Bhakti, you should begin your journey from Upadeshamrita. If you practice Upadasamrita, these things will not remain. You will understand the anger, Vachobega, the urge of speech. First point. The first sloka, first word, where? Vachobegam, Manabegam, Vachobegam, Manasa, Krodhabegam, the urge of anger. Vachobegam, Manasa, Krodhabegam, Jivha Begam, the urge of the tongue. Udara Upastha Begam, the urge of the belly, the urge of the genital. Those who have controlled these 6 urges, they are eligible to enter into Suddha Bhakti. Understand this? So nowadays devotees, they are all going, jumping from other things, bypassing all these instructions. That those who have not followed Upadasamrita, I think their bhakti will not perfect. Very difficult. Somehow or other they will find this difficulty and they will deviate from this path of bhakti. That's why this is what Gurudev told, is based on this. He told that if you have practiced Upadasamrita, then whenever you meet a sadhu or get Suddha Bhakti, you will be able to receive. You will have that golden pot, otherwise not. You cannot take it. Even you get it, you will not take. Many met Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Narayan Goswami. He was very high class of Vaishnava. But how many received from him? Those who had this golden pot, they received it. Those who did not have, they did not receive. This is a simple thing. You can be very close to him, but you will not get. That's why you should practice. Practice, we have to do sadhana. Guru will not do sadhana for you. He will give you instructions. But if you are properly practicing sadhana, following him, then you will attain. For sure you will attain. Any questions?
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams, Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Chakravarti Srila Prabhupada. Dandavat Pranams to all Vaishnavas today. We just passed a very, very important Mahashivratri festival.
Yes.
Millions of temples were celebrating Mahashivratri. This venue here alone, Adi Yogi present here as well, and all celebrated with love. My question today is not for me, but I think for everyone. We have 4 bona fide sampradayas. And one of the 4 bona fide sampradayas is the Rudra Sampradaya. Now, Rudra Sampradaya and Lord Shiva appearing as Gopishwara Mahadev. I just want you to explain a little bit on the Rudra Sampradaya is important as well, and also Gopishwara Mahadev.
What the connection?
Connection with that, and how the devotees of Lord Shiva, if they come in under the bona fide Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, and how they will attain the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
About the 4 sampradayas, you should know there is a books published about this many years ago. 4 sampradayas, the 4 acharyas. Although the 4 sampradayas, according to Padma Puran, Skanda Puran, the 4 sampradayas are bona fide. One will attain his salvation, like attain Vaikuntha or deliver from this world if he follows any of these 4 sampradayas. No doubt in this. But in Kali Yuga, the sampradayas, all except Brahma Madhya Gaudiya Sampradaya, the Brahma Sampradaya or Madhya Sampradaya, which we are following. Other than this, other sampradayas, they are being polluted. The lineage is not pure anymore in Kali Yuga. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted Guru from Brahma Madhya Gaudiya Sampradaya. And they later became named as Gaudiya Sampradaya after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It was Brahma Madhya Sampradaya. Secondly, about Lord Shiva, it doesn't mean that Lord Shiva will remain only in that line and not here, not like this. These sampradayas are some acharyas, gurus lineage. It is beginning from Lord Shiva. There is no doubt in this. Those who followed purely after that, he became acharya after that, Vishnu Swami. But this lineage, but some like Bhagavad Gita, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is telling that Imam Vivasate Jogan Proktavan Aham Abhyayam Vivaswani Manave Praha Manu Rikvaka Abrabhite. Then he is telling Sakala Neha Nashta, that slok, that is parampara, although it started from the sun god, I gave this transcendental knowledge, but in course of time, this parampara is broke, the lineage is broke. If there is no any successor, proven bona fide guru in that line, then that parampara broke. But Kali Yuga, this sampradaya is still continued, which is Brahma Madhya Gaudiya Sampradaya, up to date. That's why it is those who want to attain the highest bhakti, they should go to this sampradaya, not other line, in this time. Other paramparas, they have already broken. Those lines are not connected anymore. And Gopishwar Mahadev, this concept you should know, it is in Vrindavan, pastimes of Vrindavan. It is revealed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Goswamis. Because while Krishna was performing Ras Leela, Lord Shiva is the greatest Vaishnava. Yesterday we spoke in Shivaratri day, so much katha about this. Lord Shiva is the greatest Vaishnava. He is always absorbed in the pastime, meditating the pastimes of Radha and Krishna. He wanted to enter and join with Krishna's Ras Leela. But this pastime, Ras Leela, nobody has rights to join other than gopis. Other than become Sakhi of Krishna, one cannot enter into Ras Leela. That's why Lord Shiva consulted with Purnamasi Devi, which Purnamasi controls the pastimes of Krishna. His Yogamaya says in Vrindavan. And Purnamasi Devi told Lord Shiva, you should take a dip in the Brahmakunda, certain mantra, chant, and then from there you will get your gopi form. So Lord Shiva took a dip in the Brahmakunda and got a gopi form and entered into Ras Leela. When the Ras Leela was going to begin, and gopis discovered that today somebody has entered who is outcast person, that's why we are not getting the ecstasy, our mood is disturbed, there is distraction. Let us find who is else other than us. So they discovered Lord Shiva there, and it was a pastime. So gopis found and asked questions like, where are you from, which village you are born. When they found that he could not answer properly, then they doubted him and they beated him. And then Purnamasi came, told he is Shankar himself, you should be merciful, you should not treat him like this. And then gopis blessed. By the order of Purnamasi Devi, Lord Shiva remained at the gate of Ras Leela. That is Bansipad. Ras Leela entering, at the gate there is Gopishwar Mahadev's temple. That Gopishwar doesn't mean that he is the Lord of Gopis. Gopishwar means gopis are the goddess of Lord Shiva there. The gopis are much more higher. Understand? Lord Shiva's. So this is the pastime in Vrindavan. You go to master of the gopis are the master of the Shankarji there. Lord Shiva originally Sadasiv form is present in Vaikuntha planets. But this pastime is about Vrindavan, even Lakshmi Devi. Goddess Lakshmi is doing austerity tapasya to enter into Ras Leela. Only Lord Shiva could go to the gate, not inside. Lakshmi Devi is still doing austerity. Austerity doing in Belban, Vrindavan, across the Jamuna, there is a Belban, Sriban. Lakshmi Devi is still doing tapasya to get that. Now Krishna appeared, told Goddess Lakshmi, if you want to, because then you have to give up the Lakshmi. You have to give up Lakshmi Narayan and you have to become like gopis, take birth as gopis. Then you can. So Lakshmi Devi could not give up. That's why till now did not get access to Ras Leela. So like this. So these are these pastimes of Vrindavan. So your question is clear? Any other thing you wanted to know?
1,000 questions, but not for today.
Okay. But this question is clarified. Okay. Hare Krishna. Last question. Yes.
Namaste. Dandavat pranam to all devotees, Vaishnavas, unlimited pranam to you, Gurudev, and entire Guruvak. Maharaj, I just want clarity, not from this katha, but 2 points that are causing some problem in the entire, among some of the sampradayas and some of the devotees. So one of it is, you should clarify why is it important to take Harinam initiation and then Diksha from a bona fide guru, and what is this contradiction that's called the Ritvik system?
Oh, acha.
So you must clarify that, Maharaj. Why is it important? Although Prabhupada was, why is it important for devotees to find a guru and get initiation? That's right.
Yeah. So This is very, very important question. I will try to summarize it. If somebody doesn't understand, they can later consult me. I will try to present in brief because this is an elaborate subject actually. But in brief, I will tell. You should know that Ritik system is not a bona fide system. Ritik means those are priests, those who are appointed by Acharya to perform some rituals on behalf of him. It's a Ritik system. Somebody representing, some guru is, Prabhupada appointed somebody. Oh, I am in health condition, very sick condition. And he is representing by order of Prabhupada that time. Okay? So like this other acharyas also did, this is Ritik system. But that time still it is accepted because Gurudev wanted like that. But like Pujapada Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj was sick and Bodhayan Maharaj represented, gave Harinam on behalf of him when he is present. So this is Ritik system. There is some idea, there is so elaborate explanations are there. In ISKCON what happened, Prabhupada, this is what I heard from a Guru Maharaj, the Gaur Goswami Maharaj. There is very many things, history about ISKCON. We don't want to go in detail things. But in brief, Prabhupada appointed some acharyas. Actually, Gaur Goswami Maharaj, Prabhupada had direct order from him. But those, they did not accept. Prabhupada had some monitors to look after the organization, 11 monitors. We can tell monitor gurus. So they took over the place of acharyas, became monitor gurus, which all of them fell down. None of them survived. Because to play a role of acharya, it's not easy. You cannot play a role and same remain pure. Maya will grasp you, and if you have no bhajan power, you are not really in that platform, should not take this position. Should give up. But they all fell down, and Guruji Gaur Goswami Maharaj told this thing. Prabhupada actually appointed them for looking after the organization and to connect devotees to bring to a real acharya, not to themselves to become guru and like that. So that's why this Ritik system started, and Ritik system why started? Because devotees lost faith when Prabhupada they think that they are the most dear and they fell down, so better Prabhupada is our guru. We should not follow any guru. And they have this idea also, it was preached, put in the brain, that outside ISKCON boundary wall, there is no Vaishnavas or Acharyas existing. So we have no option, we cannot go anywhere, we will remain stick to Prabhupada. And they also preach like that, Prabhupada's godbrother, they are not good, they criticize Prabhupada, they give tortured Prabhupada. There are many wrong things they put inside, which is not actually truth. So that's a devotee lost faith from that side, which is in Gaudiya lineage, many Acharyas existing. From that side they lost faith. And in ISKCON, within ISKCON, the Gurus also they lost faith. So they found another middle way. That is what Prabhupada is our Guru. So taking from the recordings of Prabhupada's mantras, Harinam chanting, touching Prabhupada deity, they started Ritik lineage, which is now existing. Many of these groups in India, there is Ritik lineage are many. Few are there, not one, many are there. They are doing Ritik system, but these are not bona fide. For attending Suddha Bhakti, according to Shastra and our Gaudiya Acharyas, a bona fide Guru is necessary. Is a real representative of Guru. A bona fide Guru's qualification is given, like pure devotee, this and this, so many qualifications. But you should know that which qualification is necessary to understand, because you cannot see a pure devotee. You cannot see. You cannot understand a pure devotee's position also. But at least, if one Guru is Madhyam Adhikari, and following purely everything, and if you are able to clarify your doubt and establish relationship, you will develop your faith in this, then certainly you should accept Guru and take Harinam first. Harinam is called, like Prabhupada made, is a fast initiation. Actually initiation is one, not fast second. But it starts from Harinam. Initiation doesn't mean only one ritual. This is wrong concept. Our Gurudev told, initiation means you will be admitted to the school of initiation from that day. And you will pass when you get Krishna Prema. So in the process, Harinam means your admission. So into fast initiation starts initially chanting, there is option. If after first initiation you practice, your same guru can be your second initiation, or by permission of your guru, you can have second initiation from another more qualified guru. This guru should not be envious. Oh, you cannot go there. No, this is not existing. Pure Vaishnavas, they don't do that. If somebody is find that another qualified guru, you can go there. Same time be respectful to the Harinam guru. Or you can have Harinam Diksha both from same guru. Even Harinam Diksha, first initiation, second initiation you took from Guru, and Guru is not capable enough to teach you Shastra or you have any advanced Vaishnava met, that time you don't have to give up your Guru. Same time taking the permission, you can take Siksha from an advanced Vaishnava. So these are system. I don't know, initiation school is totally. So this is existing, but nowadays, due to influence Kali Yuga, and we have self-motives, so we want different methods. So that's why this type of sectarianism happening, or don't go there, is rejected. So this type of thing happening. But actually system is this. Without accepting mantra from a bona fide guru, the mantras will not give you fruits. Will not give you. And our Gurudev Gaur Goswami Maharaj clearly told this instruction, tapes and books cannot transmit Sabda Brahma. Sabda Brahma should be from a living guru. Living guru. But question comes, Prabhupada sent his tapes recording for initiation. He was present at that time. By his order. From here, he is transmitting the power, energy, and then we take initiation. If some other country received Prabhupada's mala and the audio tape or phone calls, this is possible while Acharya is present. But when Acharya disappeared, and you taking his tapes and telling that Sabda Brahma come from here, not like that. That should be always living guru. You have to hear from a living guru. Prabhupada books are there, you read the books, but under guidance of a living guru. If directly read books, what you understand, but a guru will explain you those books, then what you understand, it will be totally different. Because the realization will come, Shakti will come, power will come, you will be able to understand the deeper Siddhanta, and you can progress in your bhakti. Otherwise, if you, the way now that preaching in institutions, read books, chant 16 rounds, and you'll go back to God. This is not so cheap. Not like this. You have to take from under guidance. Rupa Goswami Pad Upadesamrita again comes. Beginning. First course. Those who have not studied Upadesamrita, they should start from today. Upadesamrita Rupa Goswami Pad given. That essence of all advice. Tan Nama Rupa Charitadi Sukirtananu Smrutya Kramena Rasana Manasini Jojya Tishtan Brajit Tadanuragi Jananugami. This word, Tad Anuragi, those who have Anurag, deep attachment for Krishna, under their guidance, Tad Anuragi, Jana Anugami, under their guidance and constantly. Not one day and once a year you meet your Guru on the initiation day. Other days you don't know where is your Guru, where is his disciple. This is not a farm. You know these cows or the chickens they put, somebody comes, put something, they eat, somebody comes, gives some water. This is not like this. Bhakti will not happen by this. You should have constant association and living guidance. Constant should be uninterrupted. Shastra telling, Rupa Goswami telling, the association guidance should be uninterrupted way. Even Guru is far, you take consult always, uninterrupted. Then there will not be contamination in your bhakti. Otherwise, you will become new acharya and manufacture new things, adopt new rules, many things will change. This is not the path which is given by our Gaudiya acharyas. Those who have constant association, continuous association, up to certain stage, the stage of nishtha, ruchi, then after that you may not get constant association, but in your spirit, you will always associate with your gurus in that platform. That time you don't need always living guru. But before that, when baby has not started walking yet, you need always somebody watch you. Otherwise you fall down. So bhakti is like this. So other things as they manufactured, created new rules, new things like this. This doesn't really help. Devotees are suffering. They have fallen down from the deviated from spiritual path. It is not helpful. So this is not bona fide. So I told in brief, if you want to understand more, you can contact me or can communicate with me. I hope devotees understood something. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Rupananda Gaudiya Guru Varga ki jai. Jai Shri Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai. Jai Shri Gurudev Shri Bhakti Narayan Goswami Maharaj ki jai. जय श्री गुरुदेव श्री गौर गोविंद स्वामी महाराज की जय, समागत भक्त वृंद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि।
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे